Well, hello, and welcome to an Arknights Operator's Mediocre guide featuring, wait a second, you're not an anime character, you're from Rainbow Six Siege. It's Tachanka. Yes, I was as pleasantly surprised as you were when the initial collab was first announced. Believe it or not, this operator is a Sword Master Guard. Right, now hear me out. You see, here's the blade, there's the sword guard, and the handle is up there. A little unconventional on the holding technique, but he gets the job done, twice as effectively because Sword Masters hit 2 times every attack. Regarding the on-attack SP charging technicalities, the dual striking per attack instance only gives 1 SP, not 2, as the double hit only counts as 1 attack. Also, as a Sword Master Guard, Tachanka cannot hit airborne enemies under normal circumstances. Turns out his sword is actually a gun, so he can hit them. The talent is very stat related. At the cost of having a 20-second longer redeployment time, Tachanka gets a minor defense buff and the 2 tile extended attack range. 3 tiles in front is nothing to scoff at, but I guess that depends on how you position this guy. But who needs an Ifrit lane when you have Lord Tachanka burning it up back there? Speaking of, skill 1, Incendiary Grenade launches Incendiary Grenade to an enemy within range burning the tile it lands on and its adjacent 4 tiles. The fire deals up to 70% arts damage and lasts for 6 seconds. When Tachanka attacks enemies in the burning area, they ignore up to 200 defense. Fun little skill, it's nice to have an area of effect option. It contributes with getting rid of a cluster of enemies, and the defense ignore helps Tachanka damage higher defense enemies a bit better. The skill can also begin charging up again as soon as the skill is activated, so your skill uptime will be slightly better. Simple and gets the job done. Skill 2, Spray and Pay, lasts for only a brief 4 seconds. It drastically drops the operator's time between attacks, like a lot. It also forces Tachanka to target random enemies in range, and each attack has a small chance of dealing up to 200% physical damage. It's sort of your critical hit system here. This skill melts through low defense groups of enemies, or even just high priority ones that take enough damage from the guy. The damage does drop off if the enemy has a high enough defense stat, so watch out for that. 4 seconds is perhaps one of the shortest skill durations I have ever seen. Though with what the skill does, it's an open book for any buff squad shenanigans you may try out, as the skill gives out some pretty rare positive effects, leaving the rest of the positive effects for your other operators. So, how do we use Tachanka? Alright, let's address the biggest issue about this operator, the combination of an on-attack charging skill and a high SP cost relative to its payoff. The skill uptime is not great. Despite that, we've got a couple of neat ways to get some value out of this guy. Option 1, SP generation. As is tradition at this point to mention it for any on-attack skill being covered, this is one of the more relevant times to talk about it. Tachanka really needs it. Luckily, Liskarm is the perfect partner to pair with, well, besides the Liskarm x Franka stuff. Put Tachanka in the back, Liskarm generates SP by getting hit, so stick her in front, and you've got yourself a defensive line going. Warfren also works decently using her talent, but you do need to finagle around positioning so Warfren is consistently giving Tachanka SP. Shen is also a nice passive SP generator for you. Option 2, offensive buffs. Something Tachanka's skills highly benefit from, the second one especially. As you may have noticed, this guy does not get any attack buffs of the sort, mostly attack scaling and attack interval drops. This means that just having an attack buff of any kind available will increase Tachanka's damage capabilities, and this game has plenty of ways to get those buffs. Axe, Shu, Warfren, Sora, Sculptor, Virtuosa, the options are there, but you get the point. You can even throw debuffers in the mix if your squad space allows for it. And to top off this section, we've got some positioning options due to our unusually stretchy attack range. Leave him out on his own, have him covering multiple lanes, or just stack him up behind another operator. Or even 2 if the map lets you set it up like those single choke point bits in maps. Finally, here are Tachanka's stats, potentials, trust bonuses, stellar base skills if you've got the original R6 gang, and my E264M6 Lord, lording it up, secretly crying in the fact that his attack range has been heavily nerfed since coming to the Arknights world. No, seriously, Earth bullets are just built different apparently. Something about being mounted and loaded, but I guess he doesn't have that anymore either, does he? And that was the Tachanka guide. Fun welfare unit with potential for silly shenanigans. All hail Lord Tachanka.